Star Wars Rebels returned this week with a brand new episode entitled The Holocron of Fate. Technically, this is the first episode of Season 3 because Steps into Shadow is now considered to be a TV movie. You know, this might just be a personal pet peeve for me, but we know Steps into Shadow was just 2 episodes put together and that this is really episode 3. But you know, enough of that, let's get to the actual show. As we join the episode, Kanan and Ezra are out on maneuvers investigating a ship that came under attack by a red lightsaber user. At first, they assume this must be a brand new Inquisitor once again hunting them, but they couldn't be further from the truth, as this was actually an attack perpetrated by none other than Darth Maul to draw them out so he could take the crew of the Ghost hostage. It's so great to see Maul again as a recurring villain, especially when we stop and consider what a great showing he had in last season's season finale. It's even more impressive he's as enjoyable as he is when we stop and consider he barely did anything in Phantom Menace, and yet through the cartoons he's had this great, amazing, multi-layered arc to him. In fact, in this episode, even Darth Maul goes out of his way to mention, hey, remember when I ruled Mandalore for a little bit? Ransom, as we discover, is Darth Maul's game, the crew of the Ghost in exchange for the Sith Holocron that Ezra had and that Kanan gave away. For this, it means it's time for Ezra to meet the Bendu as Kanan did in the previous episode. I gotta admit, I was not expecting to see the Bendu come back so soon, but I'm really glad to see him here, especially as Ezra has a completely different exchange with him than Kanan did. Ezra is kind of suspicious and dismissive of the Bendu, and even more so when they find out that to get the Holocron back, they're going to have to go down into a creepy spider-filled cave. I personally like to think the Bendu could have given the Jedi the Holocron whenever he wanted to, but this was part of a bigger test that he wanted to put Ezra and Kanan through to further repair their relationship that was torn asunder. When Kanan and Ezra tell the Bendu that Maul wants more than just this Sith Holocron, he wants the Jedi Holocron that Kanan was sitting on, the Bendu gets quite frightened, saying that this is a really dangerous path that they're headed down. Anyone who would seek to combine Sith and Jedi holocrons together could be given some amazing visions, and that in the wrong hands, that forbidden knowledge of the future could, you know, be really, really dangerous. Not that Darth Maul needs much help being dangerous. The crew of the Ghost actually managed to slip their restraints and try and fight Maul themselves, only to get their asses royally handed to them. How good is Darth Maul? He beats up pretty much all of our heroes while literally stuck on the ceiling. Keep in mind too, I'm not exactly sure how Zabrak's age or anything, but Maul is basically an old man by this point. It looks like he's only gotten stronger as time has gone on. In a nice bit of creepy characterization too, Maul keeps referring to Ezra as his apprentice and even asks him to join in getting the 2 holocrons together. For this finale, the episode treats us to one hell of a trippy light show wherein Ezra can clearly see 2 suns. What planet do we know is important in Star Wars and has 2 suns? Could it possibly be Tatooine? Obviously, Ezra can't make much sense of his vision, and really, how could he? But it's what Maul says cryptically next that I find really compelling. He says he's alive. Who could he possibly be referring to? Not Luke. Maul never knew Luke. He did know Obi-Wan though, and Obi-Wan is currently living on Tatooine. In summation, the Holocron of Fate, if you couldn't tell, was a blockbuster of an episode. This is why Rebels is so freaking good right here. Honestly, this is an episode that I think might be able to bridge a lot of gaps in the Star Wars fan community. Fans of Clone Wars get to see the Darth Maul story furthered. Fans of Rebels get awesome action and character development for the people they've been following all this time, and even original series fans get some hints dropped towards Tatooine and all the stuff happening with Luke currently. I mean, really, it's just kind of a great thing to behold. Rebels has always been a good-looking show too, but here I think the animators really did bring their A-game. The stuff they do with smoke and shadow and everything, and the light show with the holocron, this is stuff that's gonna stick with me for a very long time. I give this episode a much deserved 10 out of 10. It's a real slam dunk winner. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer? Or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.